In the realm of Greek mythology, where gods mingled with mortals and monsters roamed, the Cyclopes stand out as creatures of terrifying power and savagery. These one-eyed giants, whose very name evokes fear and awe, have captured the imaginations of storytellers and audiences for millennia. Their tales, passed down through generations, offer a glimpse into a world where brute strength and primal forces reigned supreme. From the rugged slopes of Mount Etna to the depths of their underground forges, the Cyclops were beings of immense size and strength. Their single eye, blazing in the center of their foreheads, was a symbol of their raw, untamed nature. They were creatures of instinct and impulse, driven by their base desires and capable of both great creation and terrible destruction. The Cyclops' place in Greek mythology is complex and multifaceted. They were both the offspring of primordial deities and the antagonists of legendary heroes. Their stories, often violent and tragic, explore themes of hospitality, cunning, and the consequences of hubris. Their legacy continues to resonate in art, literature, and popular culture, reminding us of the enduring power of these ancient myths. The Cyclopes were giants, far larger than any man. Their most striking feature was their single, large eye, set in the middle of their foreheads. This eye blazed with a fierce light, reflecting their wild and untamed nature. Their faces were crude and brutish, with thick lips, flat noses, and heavy brows. Their bodies were massive and muscular, covered in coarse hair. They were incredibly strong, able to tear down trees and hurl boulders with ease. They wore simple clothing made of animal skins and carried crude weapons, such as clubs and stones, which they wielded with deadly force. The Cyclopes were creatures of the earth, often depicted as living in caves or on volcanic mountains. They were shepherds, tending flocks of sheep or goats, but they were also known for their blacksmithing skills. They were said to have forged the lightning bolts of Zeus and the trident of Poseidon. The Cyclops' appearance was a reflection of their primal nature. They were creatures of instinct and impulse, driven by their base desires. They were a force to be reckoned with, both feared and respected by the ancient Greeks. No tale of the Cyclopes is more famous than that of Polyphemus, the monstrous son of Poseidon, the sea god. In Homer's epic poem, the Odyssey, Polyphemus encounters the legendary hero Odysseus and his crew during their long and perilous journey home from the Trojan War. Polyphemus is portrayed as a savage and cruel giant, living alone in a cave with his flock of sheep. He is a creature of immense size and strength, capable of devouring men whole. He is also arrogant and disdainful of the gods, considering himself their equal in power. When Odysseus and his men stumble upon Polyphemus's cave, they are seeking hospitality. However, Polyphemus, true to his savage nature, traps them inside his cave, intending to devour them one by one. Facing certain death, Odysseus must use all his cunning and guile to outwit the monstrous Polyphemus. He first plies the giant with strong wine, getting him thoroughly drunk. Then, while Polyphemus is in a drunken stupor, Odysseus and his men blind him with a sharpened stake heated in the fire. Blinded and enraged, Polyphemus cries out in pain, alerting the other Cyclopes on the island. However, Odysseus has cleverly told Polyphemus that his name is Nobody. So when the other Cyclopes ask Polyphemus who is hurting him, he roars, "Nobody is killing me!" The other Cyclopes, thinking Polyphemus is going mad or that the gods are punishing him, leave him to his fate. Odysseus and his men escape Polyphemus's cave by clinging to the undersides of his sheep as they leave the cave in the morning. Outwitted and defeated, Polyphemus is left blind and alone, a testament to Odysseus's cunning and bravery. Divine origins and connections, the Cyclopes and the gods. The Cyclopes were not merely monstrous creatures, they were deeply intertwined with the Olympian gods. According to Hesiod's, the Cyclopes were the children of Uranus, the sky, and Gaia, the earth. They were primordial beings, born at the dawn of creation. The Cyclopes were known for their incredible craftsmanship, particularly in metalworking. They forged powerful weapons and objects for the gods, including Zeus's thunderbolts, Poseidon's trident, and Hades's helmet of invisibility. These divine gifts helped the Olympian gods defeat the Titans and establish their rule over the cosmos. However, the relationship between the Cyclopes and the gods was not always harmonious. Uranus, fearing their power, imprisoned the Cyclopes in Tartarus, the deepest part of the underworld. Later, Zeus freed them, and they became his allies in the war against the Titans. Beyond Polyphemus, other tales of the Cyclopes. While Polyphemus is the most famous Cyclops, he is not the only one in Greek myth. Other Cyclopes appear in various tales, often as skilled craftsmen or as antagonists to heroes and gods. For instance, the Cyclopes were said to have built the massive walls of Tiryns, a city in the Peloponnese. These walls were so massive that they were said to be the work of giants. The Cyclopes were also said to have built the tomb of King Laertes, Odysseus's father. In some accounts, the Cyclopes were associated with Hephaestus, the god of fire and metalworking. They worked as his assistants in his forge under Mount Etna, forging weapons and armor for the gods and heroes. Despite their association with the gods, the Cyclopes were often portrayed as savage and dangerous creatures, a reminder of the untamed forces of nature that could threaten even the most powerful of heroes. The Cyclopes held a unique place in the Greek imagination, embodying both the awe-inspiring power of nature and the fear of the unknown. They were seen as symbols of brute strength and primitive force, representing the untamed aspects of the human psyche. The Greeks incorporated the Cyclopes into their mythology and storytelling as a way to explain the natural world and the human condition. The Cyclopes' association with volcanoes and earthquakes reflected the Greeks' understanding of these natural phenomena as powerful and unpredictable forces. The Cyclopes also served as cautionary figures, representing the dangers of hubris and the consequences of violating the laws of hospitality. Polyphemus's arrogance and cruelty towards Odysseus and his men ultimately led to his downfall, illustrating the importance of humility and respect for the gods. The single eye of the Cyclopes became a potent symbol in Greek art and literature. It represented their focused, albeit limited, perspective on the world, driven by instinct and raw emotion rather than intellect or reason. Their single-mindedness made them both formidable opponents and vulnerable to cunning adversaries like Odysseus. The Cyclopes' association with blacksmithing also highlighted their duality as both creators and destroyers. They possessed the power to forge mighty weapons that could vanquish enemies and topple gods, yet they lacked the foresight and restraint to wield this power wisely. Their creations often brought about destruction and chaos, reflecting the unpredictable nature of their own primal energy. The Greeks used the Cyclopes as a literary device to explore the tension between civilization and barbarism, intellect and instinct. The Cyclops represented the raw, untamed forces that existed within both the natural world and the human soul. The image of the one-eyed giant has transcended its ancient Greek origins to become a universal archetype. From John Milton's to James Joyce's, the Cyclopes continue to inspire writers and artists, who find in these mythical figures a rich source of symbolism and allegory. In visual art, the Cyclopes have been depicted in countless paintings, sculptures, and mosaics, often in scenes from or other Greek myths. Their imposing physique and grotesque features have captivated artists for centuries, providing a powerful visual representation of the monstrous and the sublime. The Cyclopes have also made their way into popular culture, appearing in films, television shows, and video games. Their enduring appeal lies in their ability to evoke both fear and fascination, reminding us of the power of myth to tap into our deepest fears and desires. The Cyclopes, though monstrous in appearance and often brutal in action, remain compelling figures in Greek mythology and beyond. They embody the raw power of nature, the dangers of hubris, and the enduring struggle between civilization and barbarism. Their stories, passed down through generations, continue to resonate with audiences today, reminding us of the timeless themes of courage, cunning, and the enduring power of myth. The Cyclopes, with their single eye, their immense strength, and their connection to the gods, serve as powerful reminders that some forces in the universe are beyond our control. They represent the wild, untamed aspects of existence, reminding us that even in a world governed by reason and order, the primal forces of nature and instinct can never be entirely subdued.